Friends, today we're not going to discuss engines. We're not even going to discuss the output of engines. Instead, I would like to share with you my newest and most favorite party trick in the latest derivation of a car that I'm horrifically biased about, the Targa version. They call it the RF, but I call it a Targa. So come on in here, foot on the brake, hit the button here, and voila. Now let's leave it there because we have a lot to discuss. Yes, the car will yell at us, but we have a lot to discuss. Now you and I aren't going to unpack any engine output because there hasn't been any change from the Roadster. Same with the transmission offerings. But what has changed, some of the driving dynamics. Up front, the steering rack has been recalibrated. Most of the suspension has been retuned. The tunnel structure in the center of the car has been Swiss cheesed to somewhat mitigate the increased weight by changing the roof. Now the weight, there is a change. It's about 113 pounds. So the Roadster is 2,332 pounds. This is 2,445 pounds. So still very much a lightweight. Then the rear suspension, they made more changes here. Some of the bushings changed, and it's also been retuned. If I'm reading between the lines here, I'm thinking the dampers have been adjusted, the tuning of the dampers, to allow for the extra weight that's more in the rear of the car than in the front. That is pretty much everything in terms of driving dynamics. And on to the star of the show, the roof. Specifically, what is it comprised of? This is an aluminum piece here, and underneath here is a noise reduction headliner. The piece behind it, this is, I would say this is the most structure of the entire enclosure. This is made of steel. Then there's the enclosure in the back, which makes it, or gives it the look of flying buttresses. This is like a molded composite, basically a very different type of plastic. Not like you'd see on the dash, but overall it is a light piece. Now, interesting piece to note here that I didn't see until I see the car in person was the way the backlight works. I didn't realize the backlight goes down, but what it does, it's fixed when the roof is up. But in order for it to go down on this origami type structure, this is the piece that goes down first, and then everything kind of collapses on top of it. Very neat touch, but the overall effect is you get like an old school, like remember the 67 soft window Targa? That's what you get, where you could put the backlight down, which was a soft window. In this case, it's a hard window with a defroster, and it goes all the way down, so you get the air that goes through the car around the flying buttresses. Incredibly cool touch. You know what, rather than me tell you about it, perhaps I should just show you. So this whole electronic dance back here can work up to 6 miles an hour while the car is in motion. Something tells me the engineers are erring on the side of caution, probably could have done this up to a faster speed. There was a whole story about they chose the speed at which your hair begins to move, and that is 6 miles an hour. I don't know how much I believe that. Then my design nerd in me, this is a cool trick here. The aluminum portion here, the Targa panel, turns into the tonneau cover back here and adds like this three-dimensional quality back here. I'm totally biased towards Targa cars. Anyway, housekeeping item. This is only on offer in 2 flavors, where the Roadster is on offer in 3 flavors. So there is a Sport that's in the Roadster. There's no Sport here. Basically, it is a Club and a Grand Touring. However, in an on-turn events, if one were to opt for an automatic transmission, the tuning of the suspension is that of the Grand Touring, even in the Club. Don't have an answer for that. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I really like this. And yes, we're going to do a full first drive review, so make sure you come back for that. And I will most likely be incredibly biased in that episode as well. But until then, I want to leave you with a question. What is your favorite Targa car of all time? And I don't mean like Targa in terms of the race. I mean Targa in terms of a Targa-roofed car. And it could be anything. It doesn't have to be this. It could be anything. Like, for example, 67 soft window 911. Let me know in the comments below or via our social media, MotoManTV all one word, MotoManTV all one word, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. With that, I want to leave you with two things. Number one, make sure you download our fancy updated application. And oh, by the way, click on notifications for subscribing on YouTube. And number two, a fun fact. And the fun fact is, we had our good friend Ken come back from Mazda Design, and he gave us a great behind-the-scenes walk around of this car and how it came to be. And that'll be a third episode on this car. Did I tell you I'm biased about this thing? So we'll put that episode out after the full first drive review. Make sure you come back for that, because Ken, he shared something with me even I didn't know about this guy, and I've known him for like 6 years. Anyway, until I see you next time for what most likely will be a lovin' for a Targa top car, be später.